2023 brings with it solar storms. From a human perspective, the sun is volatile this year. Unstable eruptions on the surface of the sun pose an issue for technologies and electronics. And while many people love to say that solar storms have no impact on people because of the protective shield of the Earth's atmosphere, that is not true. Solar storms increase radiation exposure. They severely disrupt the electrophysiology of the body. They negatively impact the autonomic nervous system. They exacerbate chronic diseases. They cause headaches and anxiety. And they cause cardiovascular issues. Also on the health front, because confusion is something that people are struggling with and will be struggling with into 2023, and just in case you'd like to know, these mental and emotional issues become physical, doctors beware. In 2023, there will be an uptick in issues related to the vestibular system. In much larger numbers, people will be struggling with dizziness, things like brain fog, vision problems, potentially auditory problems, nausea, fatigue, memory issues, problems concentrating, and vertigo. At the political level, 2023 shows a disorganized jockeying for power around the world. Leaders and governing bodies in each country will be vying for power in the ways that they specifically think is going to bring them that power. For example, India is going to be putting the pedal to the metal in digital lending and commerce, and they will be walking a tightrope between US and Russia. There's going to be a leadership crisis and a covert jockeying for control over the EU, which will leave the EU without a strong leader, even if there technically is one. Russia will continue to establish powerful world allies through mutually beneficial transaction and are prepared to strong-arm those who do not play along. What else? Okay, China. China's president will try to alter laws so as to stay in power. Also, China seeks to establish leadership in the sector of renewable energy, and there will be a surge in opportunities for Chinese citizens to learn digital skills, putting them at the advantage globally in an ever-increasingly digital age. And in the United States, there will be no end to the fight for democracy and no end to the conflicts around freedom and identity politics. The federal government will be trying to take control of the running of payment systems in 2023, further enhancing the civil conflict between people over whether the government should be running payment systems or whether that is a recipe for, let's face it, government monopoly and therefore control. This strategic and increasingly explicit global rivalry for power between the big powers in the world means that the basis of global economy in 2023 is a wartime mentality. But in 2023, the people themselves are disillusioned by the government and are hesitant to get behind anything or anyone as a result of not being able to gain the power of the people in terms of what the people are for. You will see leaders trying to rally people based on what they are against. At a macrocosmic level of human society, it's an I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want ideology in 2023. Part of this will be a worker-boss war. Today's employees have a very sketchy relationship with their bosses. And this is only going to increase in 2023 as workers have 0% interest in giving up their power. As a result, you will see more strikes, more union conflicts, more walkouts, more long drawn-out contract negotiations, more job rejections, and struggles to find workers. And of course, who could forget, more workplace conflict. It is a bit random, but pregnancy is going to be on the uptick in 2023. This will, of course, be seen as a really good thing for people who are looking to get pregnant as part of this silent millennial baby boom. And it indicates some faith in the future is coming back to the people, even if it is coming back by a trickle. But the reason that I put this one on the negative list is because, one, when more babies are born to a society that is not being conscious of its impact on the environment, it equals even more of a zero-sum game with the rest of Earth. And two, there will be a surge of unwanted pregnancies this year. All this means the abortion controversy will continue to be a potent argument amongst people. And remember how I said that this year will force people into clarifying what they want? Yeah, pregnancy has a way of forcing that sudden self-exploration and clarity. After all, pregnancy is one hell of a plot twist. And now for the positive. In 2023, realism reigns supreme, and not pessimism masquerading as realism. In general, anything that opposes optimism and anything that opposes the pretense of how we think things should be is usually tagged as pessimism. But realism is not negative, in fact. And what is real contains both positive and negative. Realism is to see things how they really are and to present things as they really are. In 2023, people want what is real. Because of this, the trend in social media and marketing will no longer be to present yourself and your life as if it is perfect. This includes performative wokeness. Instead, the trend will be to be real. This makes me very happy because the cultural attachment to pretense is out in 2023. In alignment with this theme, conspicuous consumerism will see a huge decline in popularity in 2023. For those of you that don't know, conspicuous consumerism is a social trend whereby people show their social status by buying things that are too expensive for people of a lower social status. Let's give you some examples. You've got wearing fur coats, maybe sporting giant diamond engagement rings, driving expensive sports cars, or buying designer brands. In 2023, practicality is in fashion, and so is practical consumption. People's buying habits will reflect their practical needs and practical desires, rather than their need to publicly display wealth or status. Because of all of this, with optimism, quite frankly, flying out the window, inevitably the fashion regarding what we will wear this year will change. It's my prediction that in 2023 we're most likely going to be seeing a more utilitarian, protective, practical, durable style in the clothing that we wear. And in stores, what this means is don't be surprised if you start to see sort of like a grunge meets goth meets punk meets dystopian trend. Because the people of Earth are disillusioned by governing bodies and are increasingly wary of people who have unreasonable amounts of power, anyone with a God complex can expect to be put in check this year. Anyone who tries to play God will be met with resistance. People who demonstrate an inflated sense of personal ability, maybe privilege or infallibility, would be wise to come down to earth in 2023. People will demand grounded, responsible, considerate behavior this year. With as much difficulty as the last few years contained, 2022 was a year of illness and poor health for the people of Earth. So many people faced serious health crisis, and as a result of this experience, the collective consciousness around health is increasing. People are interested in health. They're looking for healthier food. They're wanting to take a preventative approach. They're open to new health alternatives. They're wanting revolutionary products in the sector of health. What else? Oh, they're opening up to the idea that what they eat dictates how healthy or unhealthy they are. Imagine that. 2023 is a big open door for a health awakening and huge progression in the health sector for people of Earth. As such, 2023 will be a brilliant year for anyone with new products in the business of health, especially if those products are alternative. And I have to mention, it's an especially pioneering year for gene modification regarding tissues and its implications regarding reversing disease and restoring youth. Since safety is related to health, the next thing that I should probably mention, but I have to put a caveat here because it's dependent on funding and also citizen support, is that there's actually a potential that in 2023 humanity is going to see the first use of refraction to prevent a populated area from experiencing the damage of earthquakes. Civil engineers are looking to use the principles of acoustics to be able to refract massive energy that belongs to earthquake reverberations and either absorb or send those energies to a specific desired location. Ready for a final one? The process of deindustrialization brought about abandoned warehouses and factories, and the COVID pandemic brought about the abandonment of the office-centric workplace. So many commercial buildings and skyscrapers even are now empty. At the same time as there is a housing crisis in many cities. Essentially, there's a great need for autonomy and job satisfaction that is not compatible to the office anymore. But at the same time, companies still have to find a way to get work done, right? So as a result, the traditional office will be reimagined in 2023. And many of these empty offices will be converted into living spaces to answer to these growing demands for housing. And 2023 is a big year for this. You will see companies doing all kinds of different things on the path to reimagining the office. From campus-style company headquarters that can join the home and the work environment, to creative ways to watch employees work remotely, to rented shared office spaces for employees who want the option of an office space, to workspaces in nature, to entirely digital offices, to offices that are designed specifically to entice employees to want to come into a central location, etc., etc. In 2023, humanity is rethinking the workplace.